Great afternoon. This is Dr. John L. Mack, and I'm back with more information for your elevation, transformation, and compensation. Listen, guys, today I want to with you on a subject that's been really kind of resonating in my spirit the last couple of days, and it's the fact that everybody can write a book. Today's technology allows you to be able to almost instantly write a book. There's AI programs like Designer.ai and Script. I mean, so many different um, programs out there that allow you to be able to effectively create a really good quality book in a very short period of time. You know, when I first started on this journey about 10 years ago, people would come to me that had been writing their book for years. One of my a good friend of mine had written a book and had started it 7 years ago, and it was written. He had sat down and did all the actual mental work and created the book. He had a manuscript on that was already on the Word platform. He didn't know what his next steps were to be able to publish the book. So when people tell me they want to write a book, what they're really saying is they want to publish a book. And publishing is different than writing. Writing is just an experience. You go through it and you put down all your thoughts, you put down all your words, you put down everything that you believe that people need or want to hear from you regarding that subject matter. Um, and so you publish the book, you write the book, and with this gentleman, after 7 years, he just didn't know what the next steps were. So because of the expertise I had at the time, I took his book and automatically put all the sequences and the processes together so that he had a published book, a published work. He had intellectual property that he could monetize, that he could use and leverage it to become a better, a more effective individual in the marketplace. I'm working just as an aside. I'm working on a concept that we call the flip book. The flip books are books that are ebooks that are interactive. The pages turn like a regular book, but it's all digital. But for me, flip means fully leveraged intellectual property. So we want to leverage that intellectual property. What comes from your mind to the page? We want to take that and monetize it. So, like I said, anybody can write a book, but we at GPS, we help you turn your ideas into income and your influence into impact. We believe that every person has a story that's worth telling. But if you don't know how to tell that story, then you find yourself in a very difficult situation. Or that's not difficult, but you find yourself in a non-progressive situation. Now, we want to do this for you. We want to turn your words into wealth. At GPS, we want to help you turn your insight into income, to turn your voice into value, and your influence into impact. So how do we do that? Everybody has a story to tell. The key question is, are you able to tell it well? Are you just telling a story that nobody wants to hear? You know, Les Brown said that don't make the mistake of letting what you're trying to say get in the way of what your reader wants to hear or wants to read. You know, a lot of people write books to themselves thinking that they're writing it to the marketplace, and they're surprised when they get crickets, when people don't respond with their dollars, because that book was written to you from your perspective, from what you thought that they needed to hear. But you have to do enough researching and develop enough insight to say, okay, who is this book for? Is this book written for my ideal audience? Is this book written for the person that is really looking for this information, this insight? Did I tailor this book and feature and structure this book so that it reaches the audience that we want it to reach? And in order for that to happen, you have to not only tell your story, but you have to tell your story well. Let me just give the bombshell. Nobody cares that you got arrested, that you got molested, that you got tested, that you got bested. All they want to know is how you got out the situation, how you overcame it, how you got to the other side, how you transitioned, how you leveraged yourself so that the pain became your purpose, so that the problem became a solution that you're offering to them so that they don't have to go through the same pain that you went through. That's what they're looking for from you. So you have a responsibility to have an accountability to your audience to deliver to them the product and the information that they're looking for, that they need right now, that they're willing to take their hard-earned money or leverage their credit card to be able to get the information that you're presenting. So it's in how you tell the story. Now here at GPS, we want our job is to help you tell your story well, so that it now becomes not just words, but they become a workshop. They become a methodology for you to be able to affect change in their life. For you to be able to, they're looking for a shortcut. Let's be honest with you. They don't want to go to college for 4 years. They don't want to have all these endless and difficult years of struggle and stress to be able to get to the information that you've already lived through. So you said, hey, look here, I've already walked in that step. Biblically, they talk about an animal called a hind, Hind. And so the hind can walk up steep and difficult mountain crags that they're able to walk up and not fall off. They have such a sure-footedness. So where they walk, you want to walk in the steps that they took. And that's what here at GPS, that's what we do. We GPS originally stands for, and the LLC is Get Published Successfully. But getting published successfully is really just the key that opens the door to the next. What is the next? The next is speaking. The next is courses, classes, curriculum. We call it BCO, book, course, offer. When you write the book, that's just the beginning. That's just the first step. Then you want to offer a course, how to implement the book, how to utilize the book in such a way that it gets the result that they're looking for. So once that happens, then you want to make the offer. If the book is there and it has all the information, and sometimes it'll just sit there with crickets because they don't know how to utilize that information. So that's why we offer the course. And the course becomes an in-depth explanation of what the book is talking about, what the book is teaching. The course becomes the methodology that you're able to present to your core audience that allows them to effectuate the change that they're seeking in their life. And then even with the course being available, the book being available, if you don't have an offer and a way for them to be able to take advantage of that information, take advantage of that course, then you're just still out there stuck. You're not able to utilize the book to leverage it so that it becomes fully leveraged intellectual property. Intellectual property is what comes from the mind, what you create. So you create that intellectual property. Now you want it to be made available to your ideal audience, to the person that you wrote the book for. So that's how we turn your insight into income. The great insights that you had on how to scale up in the corporate community, how to be a better father, how to be a better employee, or how to become the best version of yourself. These are the insights that we can transform or translate or transition into income. And so your voice, what you're saying, does it have value? You see, we're paid based on the value that we bring to the marketplace. And so your voice has to become the value that's brought into the marketplace to accomplish the results that you're looking for. And then your influence. Leadership is merely influence. Influence is the fact that you can get another person to do something, whether it's to read, whether it's to pay, whether it's to change, whether it's to leverage themselves. That's what influence does. So we want your influence to have impact. So influence without intentionality is just scattered. But now, when you have intentionality, you're able to have impact. And impact means that you get results that are measurable and that are desired. So all that being said, whether you're a coach, a consultant, a content creator, you're in the clergy, or whatever any of those areas, you have brilliance that's already within you. Our job is to help you package it properly. We don't just create authors, we create authority. And when you operate in authority, now your intellectual property can be leveraged to take you to the next level. Hey, that's enough for today. This is Dr. John L. Mack, and I will be back with more information for your transformation, elevation, and compensation. See you next time.